I know some people probably out trick-or-treating and enjoying their Halloween. I know one person, Joseph. Let me hit the bottom of this list. I don't never better get all the way down here to the bottom of the list. Try to get down here. I can't here. Let's see. Get some more people on here real quick. Hope everybody having a great, very beautiful Halloween. Just trying to send these invites out real quick. Then I'm going to discuss what I got to discuss. Except for those people that's obviously enjoying Halloween. Excuse me. I haven't personally celebrated Halloween in a long time. I stopped celebrating Halloween about 16, 17 years old. It wasn't my thing no more. But I don't knock anybody else. So I just want to be able to get on here, and I know it's Halloween. I know people out enjoying themselves and stuff like that, but I just want to be able to I want to give you an idea and an understanding of what I mean when I say group economics and how powerful group economics is, because it's something that we do it on levels that we don't even understand, but it's never a productive focus of what we're doing. So we're really not doing it the way that we're supposed to. I don't know who that was. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry for the camera. So let's talk about group economics. It's Halloween. I understand that, but every day, what's up, Tayon? Every day is some type of financial situation going on. Every day there's something financially happening in this world, and I want you to understand that how powerful group economics is, and really how fast group economics, when you use the model of group economics, how fast it begins to accumulate power, financial power, right? Or financial wealth. So I want us first to take a look at this and understand that there are such things called hedge companies, right? So when we're talking about real estate and buying real estate, and pretty much what a hedge company is, or what a hedge group is, or whatever like that, a group of people that come together, they put their money together in the pool, and they use their money to go buy property. Like we have Jay Morrison doing the Black Real Estate Fund over there, Jay Morrison Academy. If you don't know him, tune into him, Jay Morrison Academy. You also have Erica Williams on YouTube. Watch Erica Williams. She talk about some of that as well in a little bit of way. Group economics. You also have oh my God, I can't get the people's name out my head right now. I know who I'm talking about, but you also had the Black Canna Fund, right? Black Canna Fund, which is, I want you guys looking at Black Canna Fund. You can Google it. You can also go on Instagram, look at it. Black Canna Fund. It's it's the largest, right? Well, it's a very big crowdfunding type of thing going on as far as we come down to what we're looking at as far as cannabis and stuff like that as well, right? Because cannabis being legal, CBD oil and stuff like that. It's only $1,000 to invest in that, but I want you to understand on the back end of that, the possibility that in 1 year your $1,000 will grow to $21,000, based upon some research and based upon some things that's projected ahead for that company. I talked to the guy today that's with that Black Canna out in California, matter of fact. So we're going to talk about the effects and really just the intellect when it comes down to group economics, right? So we got hedge funds. Hedge people put their money together and they go buy real estate, and they do this on large levels. And the reason why it becomes is so, I won't say it's not heard of, but then again, it becomes popular upon people. It's popular upon people that makes money is because people see it being done, and they try to get people together. And it's hard sometimes to get people like mine to go in the same direction of buying real estate or buying anything or starting businesses. But in your community, group economics is so powerful because you live in your community, you live in it. So to understand what I'm saying is this: that if you live in your community, you find 3 or 4 other individuals in your community that's interested in improving your community and being able to be appealing that community, actually, through real estate. And I understand people like these organizations and they like these things of the rallies and we're gonna get up and talk about violence in our community. We're gonna talk about stop the violence over there. You can't stop stuff when you don't understand what you're trying to stop and you don't have an actual method of stopping it. Because there's nothing wrong with the protests, there's nothing wrong with the marching, nothing wrong with all those things, the after school programs. But the true understanding when you begin to start owning your community and putting things in a perspective way of where you're able to actually invest in owning your community is through group economics. You don't have a lot of money. A lot of us don't have a lot of money. You know, I don't have 200 grand laying around. You know, but I can get with other individuals who maybe have $1,000, $1,500, another $1,500, and we get together and we say, okay, we want to buy that building right there. I don't want to buy that and I'm saying this on level where we have to understand. We want to buy that multi-unit building right there, right? And I'm gonna tell you the power of buying multi-family units. There's a power behind it. There's actually an understanding behind it. Okay, so let's say what's up, Tayon? What's up, Walter Thomas? How you doing, Walter? What's up there? So we're putting our money into this multi-family unit, right? And one of the things about being in this multi-family unit is that there's 4 apartments. Let's say there's 4 apartments or 3 apartments or whatever right there. And each apartment, the rent is about $1,000 a month, right? So that's $3,000 a month already on that place right there that we rent out. But as a group, we're going to practice group economics. So let's say we all buy the building. We all move in the building. So you got let's say you got four different apartments. 4 of us move in. Everybody paying a bit on that mortgage on that building. The mortgage on that building, let's say let's say a 4-unit, let's say a number $1,300 a month. So we're paying on that building, but it becomes an investment because of the real estate, right? So now that real estate investment, let's say that we bought the building let's say we bought it for $100,000, right? We do the investments, we fix the building up, make the whole building look nice, right? And everything like that. So now we raise the equity of that building. We raise the value of that building. So what was $100,000, we say, okay, well now we can sell this building right now for $300,000 because we've made so many great improvements on this building as far as upgrades in each apartment, expansion, whatever, parking, however you want to put it, right? Plumbing, electricity, everything. You know, that now the building's worth $300,000. So now we sell the building. We sell the building and we split the profit 4 ways on that building, right? And I'm telling you guys, man, this is a powerful thing when we talk about group economics because if we begin to start practicing it and understanding it, we can begin to start literally. Money is not an issue anymore. Now it's what I'm going to do with my time because I have all the time in the world now to go do things, right? So we have this fourplex, this 4 multi-unit place, right? And we everybody paid, and sometimes the mortgage on these multi-family units and stuff like that, maybe $1,300, $1,400 a month, whatever like that, mortgage and stuff like that. Even if it's more, it's okay. But each family in there is paying towards the mortgage. So we all split it 4 ways, so we pay towards the mortgage. So let's say it's $600. So each family pay $400 a month, and we pay that mortgage. But let's say we say, well, we want to pay this off or pay on it to where we make a real dent in it. But also we're going to make upgrades to the building itself. So we make upgrades to the building, to the multi-family unit building, for a 4-unit building, or 3-unit, whatever. But we do it in a way to where we're raising the value of the property. We're raising the value of that building, that property, right? So now it comes to a point where we say, okay, we get the building, we get the building assessed, value assessed, right? Assessing value, right? Now, once you understand this, understand your tax records, the tax assessment on something, and the value assessment is 2 different things, right? Tax assessment may be one thing that the city has on it, but the value assessment on that building may be a whole nother, okay? That's a different thing, so understand that. So let's say after the value, we do the assessment, and the building's worth, we bought it for $100,000, we was able to do a lot of improvements to it, we raised the building up to what? Let's say $250, right? So we didn't send this building for a year, $250. We didn't pay on the mortgage or that. What we got left to pay on the mortgage, maybe $90,000, whatever that, $98,000, whatever, how it may be. So we had that much money left on pay on the mortgage. So now we say we're gonna sell the building. So we're gonna sell the building for $250. We bought it for $100,000, right? We had $100,000, made the upgrades. We're gonna sell it for $250. Right, so what we're gonna have, we got to pay off that 90 or that 80, whatever's left. So let's say we're gonna say 90,000. We're gonna take the 90,000. That leaves 140,000 split 4 ways. $140,000 split 4 ways. So now you're talking about, let's see, 4, 8, 12, 16. So everybody getting at least 40 grand. Everybody getting at least 40 grand, $40,000, right? So let's just look. I want you to understand this and look at this. Think about this. Wait, 250, 140, 4, 16. So everybody getting, let's say everybody getting at least $35,000, right? $35,000, whatever like that. Now we go do it again, but now we got money sitting in the bank. So what do you think we can go do now? So let's say we say, well, this time let's go get a bigger building. We're gonna get a larger building and more units in it. So now we're going to a commercial loan. But since it's 4 of us that's doing it, it's more power for that be paid off, right? For that mortgage be paid off. See, I'm gonna tell you guys something. Banks care about one thing: making money. And there's nothing more powerful for a bank if you got 1, 2, 3, 4 individuals coming to pay on one mortgage. Banks like that. They're like, well, man, okay, well, that assures the bank that this is gonna get paid off. There's more probability of it getting paid off than ever falling laps, right? So our mortgage, the bank gonna get his money every month. That's all the bank care about, is getting his money, the interest, and making more money. So we got 4 people on that one mortgage that's doing that. That's great. So we go buy a commercial property, right, with many units in the apartment. Let's say we buy a building and it got, you put eight people in there, right? Let's say you put 8 people, 4 on one side, 4 on the other, or how you want to be, 4 floors, or how we want to be. Let's say we do three floors high, and we got two entrances, so we're gonna say 9 units. We got 9 units in this building, right? And each unit gonna pay $1,000 a month. Now we're gonna move into the building, and you know what? We may stay at the top floor, right? Because the bottom, and sometimes when you stay in apartment buildings, if you're on the first floor, your rent is sometimes the highest or whatever like that, because you're on the first floor. It's kind of like the easy access floor, whatever, or luxury floor, whatever. So let's say the first floor we're gonna rent that for $1,200. The second floor we're gonna rent that at $1,000. The third floor we stay on, we gonna put our rent at $1,000, right? Okay, fine, or $900 or whatever. So, but we fill the units up. So every unit is filled up. And I'm gonna tell you, when you talk about apartment buildings and stuff like that, there are a lot of people who rent apartment buildings, who rent out apartments. But the one thing we have to also look at is this is all group economics, of us understanding group economics and understanding how it really works for us and not against us, if we use the model properly. So we got 5 units that's left that we rent out 5 units, right? Now we're gonna pay we're gonna pay mortgages as well. We're gonna pay rent too. But we know the rent that we're paying is group economics in this system right here. Us 4 families, we're paying into it a different way, right? We're paying more into the upkeep of the building and making improvements on it and seeing where we can make improvements on it. If that means units, that means stainless steel appliances in each unit, upgrade of the bathrooms. Now a lot of people like the walk-in showers and the rainfall showers. When you begin to start understanding real estate and how people want to live, the nicer you make the apartment, the more people don't mind paying for that nice apartment, right? So now we make the apartments nice and stuff like that. So the first floor is $1,200. We make the second floor a clean $1,000. We say, okay, that's gonna be, we're gonna say $1,050 for the second floor. And the third floor we stay on right here, we're gonna say, okay, that's $950 right there. Stay on third floor, whatever. But so the mortgage on that multi-unit, let's say the mortgage on that place right there is about $2,500 a month. The first 2 units just pay for that mortgage on that building. So now the rest of the money that comes in, we can either we divide it up, but we also have a pool to make sure that the upkeep of the building and improvements to the building, right, as well. So let's say we bought the building for, as a group economics, 4 of us, we bought the building. Let's say we bought the building for $500,000. Don't worry about numbers, because when you talk about group economics, numbers ain't even an object. It's just like how we get to that number. That's all we care about. How do we get to that number? So let's say 4 people, we was able to come together and get a loan, $500,000, right? $500,000 loan, and that $500,000 loan allows us to buy that building. Now we did an upgrade to that building and stuff like that. Now we assess the value of that building and stuff like that, and we raise the assessment of the value of that building. Now the building is worth $900,000. Now the building is worth $900,000, right? So now we sell the building at $900,000 or $1 million. We pay the loan off, which we didn't now because of how much money been coming in. We're making a substantial amount of payment, not just paying the regular mortgage amount, but we're probably doubling it. So now we can double that amount. So let's say the mortgage was maybe $2,500 a month. We're putting $5,000 a month on it. So now we knock that down to maybe, let's say, $450, or let's say $400,000 or whatever like that, right? We stay in this place for 2 years and did all this. So we knock the mortgage down to 60, yeah, 60. So let's say 120. So let's say $308,000 so left on that mortgage. So we knocked it all the way down. Now we sell the building for $900,000. We pay the bank back they money plus the interest. So $380,000. So we're gonna pay them back plus interest. So let's say we pay them a cool $400,000. We have $500,000 left over between 4 people. So now each family gets $125,000. See, I know I just blew your mind when I said that. This is the power of group economics. We put our money together to buy an asset that's going to allow us to make even more money. And we can keep doing it until this is why we have to stop thinking on small levels and start thinking on big levels. This is why sometimes when I say as African Americans, but as African Americans and minorities, sometimes we're not thinking on the level of big and coming together. We're always thinking of an individual so we can always be in a position of winning. Oh, I want this for myself. I want to own this. I want to own that. We make things harder for ourselves when we do that. But when you come together as a group, you make things a lot easier. And if you listen to the example I just gave you, you sell the building for $900,000. The apartment building, you sell it for $900,000, and trust me, someone's gonna want to buy it for $900,000. Especially if you got to upgrade and keep it looking nice. Now each family has made $125,000. Right? This becomes a position and the point of what we're talking about. Now $125,000 each family has. Now what happens? The family says we can go do this again. Let's put our money together again, show how much we got in the bank. Let's go get not just one building, let's get 2 buildings. Because I'm going to tell you something. When it comes down to money in the bank only care about one thing. Making money on their money. Which you're going to try to put that off at 10% or 12%, 13% on that, because I'll tell you about that later, how banks make their money and you get very little back on those little CDs and those savings accounts, interest and stuff. But when we talk about group economics and we talk about making money, we have to begin to start talking about it on a level where we understand money. That's why I tell you, financial ignorance is a thing of the past, because we're not going to invest in that no more. We're not investing in financial ignorance. Anybody who knows me or talks to me, we are not about financial ignorance. We're about financial education and multiplying and building upon ourselves and compounding ourselves in a way that we strengthen each other. Okay? The idea or the perception that we're not able to get along, that everybody wants to be on their own boss, we gotta let that stuff go. Too much money out here to be made. So now, when we put ourselves in that position, or we allow ourselves to get put in that position, the first thing that happens is that we now financially we're strong. Now financially, money is not an object. Now we position ourselves as being even a higher level professionally to say, okay, we just going to put our money together now. We all got a pool of $500,000. Let's go buy 2 buildings for maybe $800,000 a piece, right? Now we can do this one thing. We can say, okay, well, this is what we'll do. We'll stay on the first floor. We can deck out the first floor, whatever, stay on the first floor of the buildings if we want to, and then us 2 stay in this building right here. You 2 stay in that building right there. Now we can either continue to do the group economics, which we're gonna continue to do, or we continue to say, okay, well, on this level here, we're gonna you own that too, we own this too, and we're going to begin to start pooling our money in ways where now we're going to start buying other pieces of property. Now we go into neighborhoods and we buy the single family home. We turn around and rent the single family home out to Section 8. People have a problem with Section 8 renters, but I mean, that's the stupidest thing ever. There are more honorable, respectable, professional people on Section 8 that's renting than there are people who on Section 8 doing the wrong thing. And I'm gonna tell you something. There are a lot of people who qualify for Section 8, Because if you don't make I'm gonna tell you something. You could make $70,000 a year and qualify for Section 8. Do you know that? People didn't know that. People always look at Section 8 and say, "Oh, them poor people on Section 8." No, you can make 70 grand a year and qualify for Section 8 if the area you live in is twice the amount that you make, and the rent is what's that? You qualify for Section 8. Didn't even know that, did you? So there's a threshold and amount limits to everything, right? So if you live in a place where this is $1 million, or everybody over here making $300,000, $400,000 a year, and I'm making 70 grand a year, and I can't afford any of that stuff right there. I got to rent. My rent, you know what I'm saying? So that's why we got to become more educated. Stop looking at things in Section 8 and saying, "Oh, them people poor," or them Section 8 looking down on them. No. Be honest with you, a lot of people qualify for Section 8. There are thousands of zones in America and cities and that people qualify for Section 8, right? So even if you could be a professional working at a bank and still qualify for Section 8 because what you make yearly is twice below what the threshold is. Didn't even know that. People don't even know that, right? People don't know there's a threshold to Section 8, and just because we look down on people, we think that, oh, that's just a bad thing. No, Section 8 is a government program designed for people to live, to be able to live, but also to lift them up. Designed to be able to lift them up and put them in a position in a way where they are able to get up on their 2 feet and go higher, grow. But back to group economics. So when we're pushing ourselves and position ourselves in position of group economics, the one thing we have to understand is that in group economics, it's not about I, it's about us. Not about me, it's about team. Because the more we invest in the group economics and understanding that together we can go farther and do more, then it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And I'm going to tell you, it doesn't take a long time for things to begin to develop and money to begin to flow and multiply and compound itself in group economics. You'll have a harder time doing it on your own if you just went with 2 or 3 other people. I got $1,500. This person got $1,500. This person got $1,500. This person got $1,500. Let's go together. Let's go to the bank. Let's sit down and let's go buy a building. Bam. You think the bank gonna say, "No, we don't want to give y'all a loan"? No, the bank gonna say, "Oh, yes," because now the bank like, well, we know that the probability of us being able to pay that mortgage off is even greater now. It's for y'all. We gotta start thinking better, think bigger, think bigger. So I just want to push that to you, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, that 2 things are happening. Tomorrow's November 1st, so tomorrow I'm putting $1 in my jar, right? I'm gonna get on live. Got my jar. I'm going to put $1 in my jar. So what I'm doing is this thing called, I'm going to show you the power of compounded money. How powerful $1 is compounded just 13 days. If you take $1 and compound it just 13 days, how powerful it is. I don't know if anybody, I'm just going to put this out there. I don't know if anybody else has ever heard me say this, but let's say day 1, you put $1 in. Day 2, you put $2 in, right? Day 3, you put $4 in, right? So now, and what it's showing you is that how powerful money is when you compound it. So day 3, I just put $4 in. Day 4, I'm putting $8 in, right? Day 5, put 16. Day 6, I put 32. Day 7, I put 64. Day 8, I put 128. Day 9, I put 256. Day 10, I put 512. You just doubling it. Right? So 512. Day 9. Day 10, I put 1024. Day 11, I put 2048. Day 12, I put 4096. Day 13, 4096 to 9, $4,192 in 13 days, right? $4,192 in 12, carry 1, 18, 19. Yeah, $4,192 in 13 days. $1 compounding. So what do you think happens when we say, okay, we're going to go 30 days with that same concept? People just don't realize how damn powerful the concept and understanding group economics is. The power of the dollar. Give me a damn dollar and let me compound that dollar daily and watch me never have a problem with money again. We have to get off the toilet. We're shitting on ourselves because we refuse to financially pick up a book. We refuse to read. We refuse to just educate ourselves. But we are dedicated and invested in making damn excuses about where we stand at, and it's somebody else's fault. It's somebody else's fault. It's somebody else's fault. And it really isn't. It really isn't. You know, and that's a problem with what we're doing. That's a problem with how we're looking at things, is because the more we position ourselves to begin to say, you know what? It's not your fault. It's my fault. Take responsibility where responsibility is. The moment we do that, I promise you, we'll start saying, you know what? I don't need to eat out tonight. I'm going to take that $10 I'm going to eat out with. Let me put that in the ball. Let me put that in the jar. That's eat out money. I'm going to put that in the jar. You know, I'm put that in the jar. Or I'm going to take this money right here, and I'm going to put it in an investment. So many investments, right? $1,000 put into the Black Canna Fund, $1,000 in that fund right there, and you know, just averaging and looking at it, and possibly in 1 year you have $21,000. There's money out here to be made. Stop sitting on your ass. Stop buying Jordans. You know, stop frivolously throwing away money at the club every weekend. Ain't nothing happening at the club. It's the same ass. It's the same balls. It's the same women and men at the club every damn weekend. And begin to take that money and say, let me do something else with my money. Because we are sitting in a position now for the next 10, 20 years where you're going to see the economy just grow. The ideas, people are no... Listen, the economy and technology is growing so much, people are no longer living in traditional homes, brick and mortar. They're living in container homes. They're living in small homes. They're building homes out all type of shit now, right? They're not living in brick and mortar and wood no more. They say, well, let's turn that into a home. We have to begin to start understanding that we have to evolve as well. Stop looking at things as what you see they are, and think about things as where they're going to be at, and position yourself where they're going to be at. And I guarantee you'll hit a home run. You will hit a home run. You will never have a problem with money again, except for how to manage it and how to make more money. Because now you understand that in group economics, this becomes a position where we need to stand at. We're standing in group economics, right? I say I got many brothers and sisters. You know, even some brothers and sisters I found I didn't have know in 2017. My father passed in May 2017, and I found I got more brothers and sisters and stuff like that, right? Went and met them. And all I'm thinking about is it's beautiful to meet y'all. It's great to meet y'all. But do you understand? My mama has two. My sister and my brother, Vanessa and Johnny. Love them very much, right? Then it's me. That's three. Then on my dad's side, I got Dominique, Lisa, Shalissa, or Tiffany, Melissa, and then I got Nathan, I got Danny, I got Lil Nate. That's 8. That's 11. And then you talking about other brothers and sisters. You talking about brother Tate and Lucky. That's what, 15 right there. What, 8, 5, 8, 8, 3. That's 11, 12, 13. That's 13 brothers and sisters. 13 brothers and sisters. I have. And if we all just say $1,000 a fucking month, do you know we can walk and shit and begin to start? We can change a whole damn block. A whole block. But it starts up here. It starts here. Right? People don't even understand that they're legalizing marijuana so people can get rich, so the rich can get richer. They knew all along wasn't nothing wrong with marijuana. They throwing people in jail for marijuana. Hell, you got a lot of millionaires smoke weed. Okay? A lot of celebrities smoke weed. Right? Ain't nothing wrong with weed. Ain't nothing ever wrong with weed. It's a plant, right? When you start cutting and adding stuff into it, that's when you mess. But the original form of it, it's a plant. It's weed. And now they find out that its medical purposes is great for the body. It helps the body out without harming the body without harming the body, period. Right? But now they want to make money off of it. Now they want to legalize it. Why do they want to? Because of it, right? They're not legalizing meth. They're not really legalizing cocaine. But they're legalizing marijuana. Why? Because medically, it's great for the body. They already knew this. They've been knew this. We have to begin to start putting ourselves in a position where we understand the markets. We need to invest in marijuana. We need to invest in cannabis. Black Canna Fund. You look up Black, BLACK CANNAFUND. Look that up. But it's just we have to become more knowledgeable. And there's nothing wrong with us educating each other, us informing each other. Everything isn't for everybody, but information is for everybody. You should want to be informed and know what's going on. You should want to be educated and know what's going on. You should want to be in a position where you understand some things when it comes down to education and how you're going to be able to effectively put yourself in a position where you're not struggling to pay the light bill next month, where your insurance is paid up for the year, where you walk into a place and say, okay, I want to buy that car, and the person, okay, well, let's sit down and do some financing. No, I said I want to buy that car, and you pull out the money to buy the car. Yeah, I want the car. I don't want no car payments. We finna pull out of here right now. It's not that it's not possible. It's very possible because it happens all the time. Do you think millionaires on a car payment plan? Yeah, nah. They go buy the car and they leave out. So we have to begin to start understanding that, and I'm sorry to say this, but there are millions of people, hundreds of millions of people who are not going to be interested in what we're doing. There are millions of people who are going to be interested in what we're doing. And we just have to talk to people and reach one, teach one, right? Talk to people, and that's what we got to do. So, in everything that I'm saying, I just want to get off of here and let you guys have a great holiday and understand group economics. We're going to be coming with group economics even harder. Demonstrations, discussions, seminars. We're going to talk about group economics because I just want to find 4 more people, 4 more like-minded people like myself, right? And I believe as I can do that, we'll be in a position where we can effectively make an impact, not only in our own lives, but in other people's lives. So you all have a blessed Thursday night, Halloween, and I'll see you, ladies and gentlemen, Friday. I'm DeJuan Bryant, 7 Streams, Wealth Builder. Y'all have a blessed night. Bye-bye.